Hi, this is Brandy Maynard with giftedresources.com. Thanks for joining me on today's screencast. Today we're talking about the road to becoming an amazing, gifted, and talented teacher. And there is a certain set of places that we stop along the road and people that we pick up that will help us to become the very best teachers that we can be. We're going to begin on a trip that some of you may have taken. Some of you may not even know about it. It begins in a place in the North Idaho Panhandle, a place called Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, a gorgeous, gorgeous resort community. We're going to begin there, and the trail is going to take us from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, to the Woodland Park Zoo in Seattle, Washington. As a gifted teacher, I'm planning on taking a student along with me on this trip, but I have to decide the best student to take. So I'm sitting in the Coeur d'Alene Resort, the fire's going in the background, I'm overlooking the lake, and I have on my lap my personal student folders. Now I've got files on all of these students, notes that I've taken. I sit down, I put this big pile of notes in my lap, and I'm flipping through each one, looking at the details, trying to determine what student needs me most. As I'm looking at my notes, I thought, that's the one. That is the one that needs me most. So I put a phone call in and I tell the student I will be picking them up shortly. I slip the notes into my bag and I'm ready to go. I walk out the door, and the Coeur d'Alene Resort has valet parking, and there's a van that pulls up. There's tinted windows, so I'm not quite sure who's driving, but the van pulls up to pick me up, and out comes one of my favorite people, a visionary, a soulmate, somebody who sees gifted education the same way that I do. And this person happens to have MapQuested the entire trip, knows where we are, and knows where we're going with each stop along the way. As I look at his MapQuest, I see we'll begin in Post Falls, move to Spokane, then on to Ritzville, into Moses Lake, over to Ellensburg, over the pass to Issaquah, and into Seattle. This is the perfect person to go with me. This person has the vision. Who is that person for you? That person's going to drive us to Seattle. So go ahead and take that person. Take a look at their t-shirt. You'll notice that they're wearing a bright, bright red t-shirt. And this t-shirt says, "Follow me, I've caught the vision." Put that person in the driver's seat because they're taking us on this trip. As we drive along in the van, we're just chatting happily, knowing that we're just about to pick up that student, the one that I was looking through the notes on. We pull into the outlet mall in Post Falls, and the student is waiting for us. That one student that needs me most. They have on a bright orange shirt that says, "I need you, Mrs." Put your name in there. "I need you, Mrs." You can see all the reasons they need you written all over their face, literally in bright orange marker. They need you because you understand them. They need you because you love them. But most of all, they need you because you get them. Hug them and place them next to you in the van. Tell the person who's driving with the vision that you are ready to move on. You drive into Spokane, you pull into the grocery store parking lot, and there she is, the person that loves this child more than anything else in the world, their mom. She happens to be driving her yellow minivan, and on the back it says, "I love my honor roll student from," and put the name of your school in there. She also has on a bright neon yellow t-shirt that says, "I heart my gifted child." She gives you a great big hug and asks you if it would be okay if she talked with you the first leg of the trip. She sits down next to you and you place her student behind the driver in the van so they can chat merrily, the one with the vision. You sit down with her and she tells you Dr. Spock has never met her child. These parenting books just do not get her child, and she is not sure what to do. She needs you. She needs you to give her parenting advice. She needs you to help her make choices for her gifted student. You chat merrily along I-90. The next stop is Ritzville. And in Ritzville, you are picking up the person that loves students and loves children more than anybody. Of course, the parent loves their own child more than anybody, but this is the parent. This is the person that loves their students. They love their students. They love them. And this person gets on to the van, and you notice that they're wearing a bright green shirt that says, "I heart my students." Now this person, this teacher, doesn't know anything about gifted education, but that can be taught. You can't teach the skill they already possess, which is loving kids. That's why you chose this person, because they love kids. In the van, you're going to place this student. You're going to place the student and their parent with this teacher, and they're going to give them a little lesson in gifted education as you drive along. Now you're halfway along your trip and you're in Moses Lake. And in Moses Lake, you are going to pick up one of the most fun people that you know. Pick up a person that has a sense of humor that just doesn't stop. So you pull over, you notice that they're wearing all blue, and when they step into the van, the whole van is laughing because of their jokes. The front of their shirt actually in big, bold letters says "laugh." This person has a sense of humor like no other. They go and sit down behind the teacher, the student, and the parent. And you notice that the person who has the same vision as you, the driver, is grinning from ear to ear. Now there was a big conference, a gifted conference in Ellensburg, and the keynote speaker wants to know if they can tag along on your trip. You would be so excited to have them tag along because they know so much that you would like to know about gifted education. So you pull over in Ellensburg and they get on wearing all indigo. Now, indigo, you may know, is the color of denim, and they have a complete denim outfit on. And in the back of the denim jacket, it says, "I can help." And they come in, they give you a great big smile and tell you that they're ready to kick back, relax, and tell you everything that you want to know about gifted education. But of course, we're afraid to ask. So they sit down with you, and as you're chatting, as you go up over the pass, you continue to get text messages, and you're communicating back and forth with your principal and your superintendent. They would love to go on the trip with you. They were just at a conference on classroom community, school culture, and they would like to go with you on this trip to the zoo. The problem is that their school car has broken down, and so they need you to pick them up. So as you go over the pass, you're continuing to share text messages back and forth. You call and communicate with them a few times, and then you pull into the grocery store parking lot, and there they are. You're a little surprised by what they're wearing. They're wearing purple sweats and a purple hoodie, and on the front of the purple hoodie, it says "Communicate." And you're a little leery, wondering what it was that they just did, and they explained to you that they just had attended a conference on school community, and it was all about how to communicate. And they really appreciated the communication that you have had back and forth as you've traveled over the pass, and then all of the communication that you've been sharing with them about your gifted program. And they're very, very excited to see what it is that you're doing. So they join you on the van, and you continue on. You're almost there. And when you get there, you see the most incredible sight. You just pulled into the Woodland Park Zoo, and you notice 3 different animals. You notice an elephant, a rhinoceros, and a hippopotamus. Now, the elephant, some of you may know this, the other word for elephant is pachyderm. And pachy, one of the root words of pachyderm means thick, and derm means skin. Elephants have very, very thick skin, as does the rhinoceros and as does the hippopotamus. And they're all doing these odd things with these rainbow-colored balls. The elephant is balancing the rainbow-colored ball on the tip of its trunk. The rhinoceros, another thick-skinned animal, is balancing the ball on the horn that's jetting out of their nose. And the hippopotamus is standing on the rainbow-colored ball and balancing its whole body. And as you're looking at this, you realize, you know what? I need to have thicker skin. I need to have thicker skin just like these animals, because there are times in a gifted educator's career that controversy swarms around them, or funding isn't quite there, or for some reason there are things that are going on within the program that really they don't have any control. And we as gifted educators need to have a thick skin. We need to build up a thick skin so that we can walk forward with confidence in the things that we're doing. and we can be confident in our program and know a lot of times when that controversy is swirling around, it really has nothing to do with us and more about the politics surrounding a gifted program. Thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate you taking this trip with me. And I would like to share with you before we go the different people that we encountered along the way. We started in our hotel room at the resort with our notes, our kid notes. It's a personal folder, a place where we keep all the notes on our children. And then we met the visionary. And as a gifted teacher, it's important to know what you want for kids and seek out other people who share the same vision of gifted education that you do. The visionary drove our bus. The next was the child. Remember, you're here to support the gifted child. They need you, as do their parents, the next person who is to get on the van. It's our role as gifted educators to guide parents on making choices for their gifted kids. Parenting looks different with these students, and parents need our help to understand them. The next was teachers who love kids. We can teach people about gifted education, but we cannot teach teachers how to love children. That's innate. Next, it's important to have a healthy sense of humor. The person who got on the van that had a wonderful sense of humor, we need to have that type of sense of humor so we can make our classroom situations light and understand the sense of humor of our children. We also need to connect with people who are experts in the field, like the keynote speaker that we picked up. We need to call on these people and ask these people for help. We also need to make sure that we're communicating our message to campus administration, the principal and the superintendent along the journey with us. We need to make sure that we over-communicate what's happening in our programs so that if there is controversy, they can back us. If there is a parent or a situation where funding might be cut, they can support the gifted program because they know what's going on. And last of all, we need to thicken our skin. Most of the controversy about meeting the needs of gifted education is not about you, the teacher. It's more about the politics. Well, best of luck to you as you move along the road to becoming an amazing gifted education teacher. I will be posting similar screencasts and podcasts, and I hope that you'll be able to enjoy those. You can find them at www.giftedresources.com. Bye for now.